Hi friends, welcome back to Nerdy Bugs Teacher Corner and welcome back to the Alphabet series where I'm sharing 26 videos telling you all about the ways that I teach the alphabet to my students. These are ideas that you can use in person if you're doing it face-to-face, and you can also use them online. Today we're going to be talking about how I teach the letter F to my students. I have a lot of good ideas, so let's get right into it. The very first activity, as always, is to use the Jolly Phonics method when you introduce the letter F to your students. For this letter, the story is about a deflating fish-shaped balloon. When I teach this to my students, I use a rainbow fish puppet and I sort of tell them a story about how I'm going to the beach and I bought a fish-shaped balloon, but it had a tiny hole in it, and little by little the air was going out. And as I'm telling the story, I hold my puppet and I press it thinner and thinner together so it looks like it's deflating while I say the sound. Now I always put emphasis on the vocabulary word that is linked to the Jolly Phonics story, right? So since for the letter F it's fish, I like to do a few fish-related activities. So another idea that you can do is a simple fish art activity. I have art activities for all of the letters in the alphabet. We also have an art book. I will link both of them down below in case you want to check them out. Okay, but aside from the fish art activity, another thing you can do is play an animal movement game with emphasis on the movement of the fish. Now the way that you play this game is you have two sets of cards. One of them has animals with their different animal movements, and the other set of cards have numbers or equations in them. And all you have to do is pick an animal movement and a number and let them do that action a certain number of times. I also talked about that tip in my letter A video, which I'll link down below just in case you want to check that out after this video. Okay, still on the fish themed activities, another game that is a crowd favorite with my students and something that we all enjoy doing is playing a number fish game. Now if you play this in class, if you're face to face, then of course you only have to prepare one set of fishes and you just take turns playing the game. Now if you're doing it online, you can either prepare a set for them and send it out, or a more realistic thing to do is to just send them a printable, ask them to paste each fish on a cardboard or folder and put a paper clip at the back that can serve as their magnet. All you have to do is spread the fishes out on the floor and ask them to bring you a specific fish with a specific number. Now it's very important for us to teach our students to take care of our environment, to take care of the ocean, and all those things. Now when you're teaching the letter F, it's a good moment to incorporate that into your lesson. Since you're already talking about fishes, you're talking about where they live, it's a perfect time to give them ideas and to brainstorm about different ways that they can take care of the ocean. Moving on to our next activity, I love to do a 5 Little Speckled Frog activity with my students. Now I play the song from the Super Simple Songs YouTube channel, and as each frog leaps into the pool, I bring down a frog and I ask them to count their remaining frogs. It's a good way to incorporate counting down. It's a good pre-subtraction activity for them to start understanding that concept. And if you're doing this in person, you can ask the students themselves to be the ones to rotate the frog for you. Alright, another activity that you can do with your students when you're teaching the letter F is to talk about family. Now, since your students are at home, you could ask them to show you a member of their family on the camera, or you can ask them to bring a family picture and you can talk about the different people in their family. This is also a good time to stress the importance of family, of loving our family, taking care of our family, and to talk about the diversity of different kinds of families. Alright, the next activity that you can do with your students to teach the letter F is to do a farm adventure activity. Now, I mentioned in the letter A video that one of my favorite things to do online with my students is to change my virtual background and to give them that same picture before our class so that they can also change their virtual background. So when I did a farm activity with my students, what we did was a sort of farm exploration where I had them listen to different animal sounds, farm animal sounds, and they had to guess what animal they were listening to. This is a good way, obviously, to incorporate animal sounds into your lesson. Another farm activity that you can do with your students is a farm finger puppet craft. I'll share a printable down below if you want to do this with your class. Another way that you can also do the farm theme is to dress up in a farm attire and to ask your students to also dress up in something farm themed. Alright, those are my tips on how you can teach the letter F to your students, whether you're online, whether you're face-to-face. Again, as always, make sure that you subscribe because we still have many videos to cover and I think they're going to be super useful to you. If you found this video helpful, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!